Michelle here. Today I'm going to be showing you how I set up my bullet journal for December. Sorry if you can hear construction noises outside, they just won't go away. But anyway, I think this is a great time of year to just have a planner, even if you don't normally have one, just because it's such a busy time of the year with the holidays. And this is going to be really beginner friendly, very simple to do, so let's get into it. The journal I'll be using today is a Moleskine journal. I'm actually starting a brand new one because I ran out of space in the previous planner I'd been using. And since there's only 1 month left of the year, I wanted to pull out something small. So this notebook is a lot thinner than typical journals that are used for bullet journaling. I'll pull out one of the standard journals here in a second just so you can see the difference in thickness. And this one's also a paperback, so it's really nice and lightweight for me to bring everywhere. On the cover, I just put a few strips of washi just to decorate it a little bit. And there are grid lines inside, which are really helpful for when you're drawing all of your boxes and grids for bullet journaling. It's pretty much a must-have for me. I'm going to leave my first page blank for now because this is kind of like the cover of the whole notebook and I want to go back and just decorate it a little bit. So I'm starting in the first 2-page spread for now. I pulled out a green marker. This is my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pen in green, and green is going to be my theme color for this month just because it's a little festive and I think it goes well with the holiday season. So I just used the green marker to write December in all caps, and then I went over it with the black micron pen with in a script font, and I just went over the downstrokes just to make it look a little bit more like brush lettering, but it's super simple. You don't need to go too crazy over this. Then for my calendar, I'm making a pretty large calendar. I know that a lot of people like to make small like overview calendars on their monthly spreads, but I just think this is way more practical because you can actually write what's happening in the square. Each of my squares is about like 3 by 4 grid lines. And then I just went over the numbers in the boxes with my green pen just to bring in a little bit more of that green color. I drew a box over on the right, and that's going to be my box for all of my to-do lists for the month. Then at the bottom I have space, and the box on the right is going to be space for me to keep track of all of the books I read and all the TV shows I watch in the month. I go through all of these things really quickly and I forget them pretty much immediately, so I really like to write these down just to remember what I went through. And then on the left side, I created a box, and I'm going to fill this in with photos I want to take and videos I want to make. I just find that I have a lot of these ideas throughout the month, and if I don't have a space for it, I'm going to forget them. So I just like to have a little landing spot for it. Now moving on to the decorations, I'm going to keep it really simple because I'm really bad at drawing. So I'm just doing a really simple Christmas ornaments theme just to go with the holiday season, you know? And I'm just freehand drawing these. They're pretty simple. You just have to do like circle shapes or like, I don't know, kind of cone shapes. And I just drew really simple patterns on them, like stripes, one of them. I have a little snowflake. And I'm also adding a couple of strings of holiday lights. Then I'm going to bring in that same green marker and color in some of the ornaments and also create drop shadows on all of my boxes and some of the objects as well. I think it just really makes a spread cohesive when you just stick to one color for everything. And you don't have to put it everywhere, but I think that sticking to one color versus using like 5 different colors, it just makes it look better and not just like a rainbow barfed on your page, I guess. So while I have this page open, I figured I might as well just fill it in a little bit with some of the things that are going on this month. Then for my next spread, I'm going to be starting the first of my weekly spreads. So there's going to be 4 of these for the month. So in the top left-hand corner, I created a little overview month, which is, I feel like this is what most people put on like their first page, but I like to have it on a week-by-week basis just so I know where I am in the month. And then I created some long rectangles, and these are going to be my days of the week. And I could only fit 6 across the spread, so I also put one down in the bottom right corner. And then I created 2 larger boxes on the bottom left-hand corner. I also highlighted which week in the month it is in the little overview calendar with my green marker, and then I went ahead and wrote in all of the dates for these boxes. And then similar to the style that I had in the previous spread, I'm going over the green marker with my black micron pen just to differentiate the days of the week. Then again, I'm adding these simple green drop shadows to my boxes. I think it just adds a lot, and it's so simple to do, and it just ties in that color without being too distracting. You'll see on the right side there's an empty space, and this is going to be an empty space in each of the weekly spreads, but for the first one I just wanted to fill it in with the Christmas ornament theme that I had in my monthly overview. For the rest of the weekly spreads, I'm actually going to leave this blank because I just want to have something that I can fill in as the weeks go on, and this can change week to week. It doesn't always have to be this same ornament theme. I'm thinking that some weeks I can have a quote from a book that I'm reading. Some weeks I can just doodle in there or put some other illustrations, and if I'm lazy, I can just fill it in with washi tape. It's just a nice little decorative space for you to fill in with whatever you're feeling creatively that week. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of my weekly spreads. They're pretty much the same, so I'm not going to show you all of those, but this is just one more spread for you to go through. After all of those weekly spreads are done, I'm going to move on to different spreads. The next page, I'm going to have a gratitude log. So I just lettered that in kind of like a brush lettering script font, and then I put a really simple leaf wreath under it. I don't know why, but I always have to draw these leaves a certain way, so I have to rotate my journal in a really weird way when I'm drawing these. I like to have this every month. I know last month was Thanksgiving, and that was a really good time to start a gratitude log like this, but I kind of just like to have this year round because I think it just really helps your positivity just to find something good in every day, even if it was just a really simple day, or honestly, if you just had a crappy day, just find one thing that was good about it, and I think it just can make you a lot happier overall. Then on the other side, I'm creating kind of like a brain dump page, and this is going to be a page for all my YouTube ideas. So that's just going to be really simple. I just drew a little YouTube icon and then drew a box around the entire page. For my next spread, I'm bringing in something that I really enjoyed doing in November, and that's to create a favorite things of the month spread. So I'm just going right down the center and writing in December favorites, but the rest of it I'm going to leave blank, and I'm going to fill that in later in the month. So here on screen I'm actually showing you what my November one looks like, and I just did simple illustrations of the things that I enjoyed that month, and I just brought in the theme color, which for November it was like that orangey brown color. So this month I'm going to do the same thing, just do illustrations and then shade them in with green. For my final spreads of the month, I'm just going to have a page for me to write down my thoughts and journal. I just find this to be really helpful to think things through and to kind of just vent. If you don't have someone to vent to, you can just write all your feelings down. And I don't usually have a set number of pages I need for this for the month. It's kind of just whatever I'm feeling, however much I need to write that month. So that's why I like to keep these at the end of all of my spreads. That way I can just add on more pages as I need. It just takes the guesswork out of trying to figure out how many blank pages I need to leave for my journaling, because I like to have them all flow one after each other. So that's pretty much it for my spreads, and I'll do a final flip through of the setup for the month. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it helps you to stay organized this month. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more videos like this, leave me a comment below. Let me know any requests that you have, and I'll see you again next time.